Okay, here we are at my dad's and mother's house, Henryetta, Oklahoma. This is 23rd of July, 1982. We've just been to Alabama, visit Jan and Hank and their kids. We're going to visit here with the folks a couple days, and we're going to go on to Nashville or North Carolina. This is my dad, sitting out here in the cool breeze. See that fan going? And I was about to ask you about Missouri. Dad's originally from Missouri, and I remember Miney and Harv. When I was a little guy, we took vacation, went up there, and I remember Miney and Harv, and I remember the house they lived in, and the fact that they had a well outside, and the fact that they had an outhouse out there that we went out to. Those are the things I remember as a kid. And but I don't remember much about Miney or Harv, except Harv was getting where he couldn't hardly hear. I remember, but I know they were interesting people, and that's an interesting area up there. And I've heard a lot of stories out of Dad about it. Now I'm trying to get him here to talk about it some. Well, yeah, no. Tell me where you're born. What was the name of the town?
Salem.
Salem, Missouri. Okay.
Dent County.
Which county?
Dent.
Dent.
Dent County.
Okay.
When Mitt was up there last time, I hadn't been up there in 40 years.
40 years?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess, no. Was I only 5?
I guess you was. You looked just a baby.
Great day.
That's the last time I was up there, but Mitt was up there, and he said that there ain't nothing like it was. Everything's new. Everything's new everywhere.
Yeah.
See, Salem was really a booming town.
Yeah.
It's a county seat town, and the only one, all them smelters and zinc plants that started around there.
Yeah.
And that's the county seat town. It's really cool.
Hey, a 7-story old hotel where?
Out there where we used to raise corn.
Oh, yeah.
It was way out in the country then. Now it's right in the middle of town.
Oh, we don't.
Used to have one, my grandpa was one of the policemen up there. Now they got, I think, about 15 police cars.
That's a car running down the road there, truck road. Is your grandpa the one that had that revolver that you got?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't remember. I've been telling people it was a peace officer, but I couldn't remember how far back.
Yeah, it was him. Carrying everything, he about wore it out.
And he kept the peace where? In Salem?
In Salem, yeah. He was the marshal or the sheriff all the time when I was a kid. All the time. See, when I was a kid, I used to go up there in the courthouse all the time listening to the police court.
Oh, you did?
So they had the Democratic conventions. I went there in one of them when I was a little bitty kid.
Is that right?
Yeah, they were strong Democrats. In fact, I was 16 years old before I ever heard the name Republican, and my mother washed my mouth out with soap and water. That's about all I know about it.
No, it ain't either. I won't hear about Maxie. I heard that story. Now I was told on you. Granny Jack told me.
Well, I don't know what that was.
Don't you remember Maxie's dieties?
I don't know that. I
Oh, yeah.
I never had heard of that.
Yeah, you have too.
They made up a lot of tales that I never had heard.
Oh, was that right? That wasn't true, huh?
See, I used to go down to Harbor 90 down on the river and stay all summer during school vacations.
Yeah.
So Harbor lets you do anything big enough.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Shoot. You want to take the gun and go, he was with you.
Yeah.
A little bitty old kid, if you're big enough to carry it, they're just fine with him. Do anything you want to with hard. That's about all I remember about it.
Well, when you got older, you know, you got how far in school did you go?
8th grade.
8th grade, and then you did what?
I was out here when I was 15 years old.
You came out here when you was 15?
Yeah.
Was there the roads were dirt? Dirt roads then?
Oh, Lord, yeah, the road was dirt. You had quite a trip to get from here to Okmulgee.
Is that right?
An all-day trip up there and back.
Oh, was that right?
Sand in that river bottom up there was, hell, you couldn't hardly pull it with a Model T.
You mean you ran the river bottom?
Well, you had to go through the deep part bottom to get to Okmulgee.
Well, there was a road there, wasn't
Yeah, right through the river bottom.
there? Oh, right.
Wasn't crazy, there wasn't no highway. I took old Stuart Crow's Cadillac to Tulsa for him one night. He owned the Crow Coal Company here. And he hired me to take his Cadillac to Tulsa because it rained all week. And there wasn't no roads from here to Tulsa.
Yeah.
Oh, I plowed mud with that Cadillac touring car. There wasn't no sedans then. I plowed mud to Tulsa in that car that night.
I'll be darned.
Big old Cadillac.
Well, when you first came down here, how did you get here? You're 15 years old. Did you come by yourself?
Come with my grandpa, Dennis. That was my mother's father.
Oh, you
I
did?
came down here with him.
What was he doing down here?
He lived down here. He moved out here.
What is he doing? Working in the coal mine or something, or what?
No, he was had a little dairy selling milk.
You had a dairy here locally?
He just sold milk out of his house like they used to do all the time.
Oh, yeah? Did he live up there where Granny Jack used to live there? Where Laverta lives now?
Oh, no. He lived up on top, up on the hill.
Oh, that's right. I remember. That's the place that burned down, wasn't it?
On the hill. I don't know if it burned down or not, but that's where he lives.
Well, is that over there where is up there on Fifth? Is it up on 5th Street, right to the right, or 7th Street to the right, left up there? Is that where you used to live?
Yeah, it's up there closer to. It's on top of the hill, and I imagine closer to 10th Street or 12th.
Oh.
Up in, there wasn't no houses up there then much. Wasn't nothing up on the hill.
The house isn't there now, is it?
I don't think so, no. Yeah, there wasn't a thing on that hill. But when we lived on the hill, there wasn't nothing up there after the folks moved out here. I was out here 2 or 3 years before they come out here.
Did your grandpa build the place himself?
I don't think so.
Well, up there, where do you have his dairy? Where do you have his
He
cow?
just had a barn like everybody else did then.
Oh,
He
yeah.
didn't have no dairies. He had better stuff than he got at the dairies. He had pure stuff.
Well,
Dairies are doctored so bad you don't know what you get.
Well, what'd you do when you came out here at 15?
I worked for retreaded tires and vulcanized tires for Porter. Porter Tire Service. Right there where the library is now.
Back in those days, Henryetta was going to be a pretty good-sized place, wasn't it?
Henryetta had about 2.5 times as much population as they've got now.
And they got what, about 6,000 now?
Well, they claimed 6,400, but they took in 2 miles in every direction to try to get it. Because you get welfare by the number of people you got, see.
And back in those days, what were they doing down there? Coal mining? And that was a big deal?
Yeah, there's 3,000 coal miners here then. They used to be pretty nearly as many kids going to school here as there is population now. We had schoolhouses all the way around town. Didn't have no buses, because they didn't feed them. They took lunch with them. Didn't have all that honey to do.
So you started working at a retread? What was it?
Vulcanizing and retreading tires.
Well, I remember seeing the picture books with that big tire. That was at the service station, wasn't it?
Yeah. That tire belonged to Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company.
Was that that wasn't at the vulcanizing job?
Right in front of it.
Well, that's where you were working there at 15?
That picture was took right in front of us. In a Model T pickup. In a Model T pickup.
You looked older than 15 though. You worked there a while?
I worked there for years and years. I sold out 2 or 3 times, but I stayed with it. After moved up here to Hudson's Corner, that was the same thing.
Oh.
Then later on, Hudson bought it.
Well, when'd you start that motorcycle? Was that when you were vulcanizing tires?
Oh yeah, that was in 1927 and 28. That was, I went over and bought that new motorcycle. That's the first motorcycle that had a front wheel brake on it.
Is that right?
That was the first year. And everybody said, you kill you, kill you, kill you. Mash on that front brake. First one.
1927.
It was a 1928 model, but I got it bought it in the winter time. Me and Sid went over to Muskogee and got it.
Hey, now you're talking about Sid Haynes?
Yeah.
When was he working there with you at the state at the?
Sid Haynes was cashier at the Union National Bank in Oakmulgee at the time.
Is that right? Was he driving back and forth?
He rode his motorcycle back and forth to Oakmulgee.
Through on the dirt roads?
No, that was later on. That's when he had a little pavement about 18 feet wide.
Oh.
That was a whole lot later.
And you guys, okay, just the kids are back in the backyard playing with the hose. I'm gonna go back there and get them on there, and I'm gonna come back and talk to you some more. Okay?
I ain't got nothing to tell you.
Yes, you do. That's all right.
There you go again.
Got a terrific outbuilding out here. Boy, I'd give anything to have one like that at home. It's really nice. He's got room in there to do all kinds of work. Yeah. Plus, mother stores her little car in there. Come on, sweetie, walk out here. Let me get your pic. Yes, you do.
I've been trying on my clothes I
Come
bought
on
uptown a
over
while
here.
ago. I went shopping a while ago.
Yeah.
Bought me 4 blouses, so I had to try them on again. That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Okay.
Enjoying our visit.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So far, yeah.
So far. Okay. So the boys.
They want me to go. They're going to go on their walk.
Oh, they're going to go. This thing up here is a microphone.
What's that little square box on the side?
This is the video monitor, so I can see. It's a little TV. It's just like the TV in there, and I can see here what I'm getting through the lens. So I can see you very plainly through here, you know. That's the way I can tell if I'm focused up or not. Because this has got a 12-to-1 zoom in it. And sometimes it doesn't focus real good. I do it manually. But I got you pretty good now. Well, you tell, we were back and we're talking with Sid Haynes. You had a motorcycle in 1927 and
I went over and I bought that new one and started back, and it was cold weather, winter time. All they had was just gravel roads. There wasn't any pavement nowhere. So
where did you buy it?
Muskogee.
Oh, Muskogee. That was a long trip in them days, wasn't it?
Well, you had to go where to get it. Go there up to Tulsa.
It's about what, 60 miles? 75 miles from Muskogee?
Well, 60, I guess.
Yeah.
But, well, Sid, he said, well, let me ride it. And I said, okay, I'll ride it for you. Boy, we come out of town there about 25, 30 miles. He stopped, he's about to freeze. He said, you get up here and drive it a while, ride in front and off the wind, for me. I got up there and I started racking her back down that gravel road, and boy, it took one of them flopping spells like them motorcycles you do when they hit loose gravel.
Yeah.
I went across the ditch and up and down the side of the fence for about 100 yards.
Hello.
Well, Sid said I'd have jumped off if I could have seen how. I was sitting in his lap, he couldn't jump.
Yeah.
That's about all this.
Mike, let your grandpa talk,
Some
okay?
deal on the motorcycle. But I tell you, you talked about it. That spotted pony that you had a picture of up there at Hank's.
Yeah.
That spotted pony I had. Me and Junior Williams were riding one day and we stopped on top of the hill. Had this little airport. There were no houses on the hill then.
Now, when was this? That was when I was where I was in school. I was in high school, wasn't I, or something?
Yeah, you was in school.
About 1950, around there somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so. Old Junior riding Rattyboy's horse.
Uh-huh.
So we stopped up at that little old airplane that's haul rides for $1. one of them little airplanes. There's an old woman and 3 girls come out there. And they wanted to see that horse, and I had to set each one of them girls up on that horse, because they wanted to take her picture. So the last one that was sitting up there taking her picture said, do you care if I ride him? And I said, not if you can, I don't. I said, can you ride it? And she said, yes. And I asked that old lady, I said, can she ride a horse? Oh, she rides all the time. So she just kicked that horse like that.
Family secrets.
And from the airport to the top of that hill, that horse looked like a ball rolling. I never saw a horse run that fast. And she was still riding, and Junior said, you want me to catch it? And I said, no, it's going home. You can't catch it. You ain't
Who was riding it?
That little gal up there on the hill. And she circled it in the woods up there at the top of 9th Street and come back, and me and Junior headed it off.
Is that?
And I said, I'll say one thing, little girl, you can ride. She said, well, I ride all the time, but I never rode a spirited animal like that one.
You remember when Billy borrowed the old horse and took it up on the hill and walked back home with it?
Yeah,
We threw him off and he couldn't get back home. He come home leading him, and where the bit had cut its mouth, it was bleeding.
That was Billy Canancher.
Yeah.
That's my mother's brother. Okay, time for foolishness is over, Dave. I'm taking pictures of them. I'm trying to get them to say something.
Dad, can we just take one more picture?
Move, please. Go on. They've been
All
out.
right, horsey.
They've been out playing with the hose. Now go on.
Yeah, that's sure funny. Boy, I don't believe our horse run any faster. If she let it walk off, it'd been all right. But she started just like she always rode. I guess she just pulled up the rein and kicked it. And whenever you kicked it, Lord, it jumped 20 feet the first week.
Yeah.
And man, this flew.
Did let's see back. You were working at the service station, and
I wasn't a smeller then.
no, I mean I'm back with the motorcycles again.
Oh yeah.
You guys rode motorcycles for what, about 5 years or so? Or?
I guess so, a long time.
And you guys took a trip. You went to Galveston on them, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we went all over the western part of the country on them.
Oh,
Wasn't
we
no
did?
road nowhere. Just a little stretch of pavement inside this town when you come to a town. The rest of it was all dirt and sand and gravel.
Get kind of muddy.
We got down there in the black land of Texas one time, and I was going to trade that thing for a bus ticket. Sid wouldn't let me.
Sid wouldn't let you. You were through riding.
Well, you couldn't run. Had a foot out on each side, and your feet weigh 50 pounds. That little sticky mud on there.
Yes, Dad, but I
The
gotta
front
go.
wheel never turned around.
My goodness.
Just slide.
Am I gonna play games now? Well, no, not yet. I'm not.
Just
Down it. Oh, we down there below San Antonio somewhere. Giant sandy country. We said couldn't understand why he couldn't keep his chain oil. Boy, it did look like it made out of silver. We pulled up in the middle of the mesquite brush there to rest a little while in shade. He spit on that chain and just sizzled like he spit on a red hot stove. He said, no wonder the oil won't stay on. Got hot that thing is. Oh yeah, we done our riding. We'd riding on the beach down there, running up and down the beach, running over jellyfish and guys had seined out. Some woman come down there with her boy, and she said that her boy had always wanted one of them motorcycles, and she's afraid for him to have it. And I said, well, I don't know why. It's the safest thing in the world. Much safer than an automobile. You got control of it. She said, well, I don't know about that. I've heard a lot of stories about him. And I said, well, get on behind this boy right here. He's a whole lot better rider than I am. Get on behind him, let him take you up and down the beach here. Right. He'll show you how they ride. Let me see this thing. I turned out there and laughed him hauling that old lady up and down that beach. Well, boy could get him a motorcycle.
You guys, was this before you had your Model A?
Yeah, that's before Model A's come out. Model A's didn't come out until 1928.
Yeah, I remember seeing in those picture books, you guys in your suits. Did you travel in your suits when you went by the car all the time? Seemed like you were in a tie and everything. That's the way you travel in those days?
No.
No? Would you just put those on for the for the pictures? Is that right?
You couldn't travel like that. Do that. You catch hold of that hot wind and burn your face. You catch hold of the air right there in this hull. Sunburn.
Now, I was talking about traveling in the car.
Oh, in the car, yeah.
Yeah, those pictures I saw, I think you're up at Pikes Peak, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, we were on top of Pikes Peak 2 or 3 times.
Did you drive Model A's up there?
No, still there. Well, when we was up there, when me and Ralph had them pictures, we had his Chevrolet as a new 1928 model Chevrolet, 4-cylinder Chevrolet.
Oh, was that Ralph who?
Swagger.
Oh, that's the guy that had the motorhome that came down to visit. That was Ralph Swagger, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
He had a heart attack. He had heart trouble when he was here, you know, when they were work.
Yeah.
Big, stout-looking man.
So,
he was fishing up in the mountains there somewhere. And if he'd have been at home or around, he lived at Colorado Springs. Well, they could got him to the hospital, but he had his heart attack and he's way back up there in the mountains fishing.
yeah.
If she could get hold of the ranger and get him out of there, he was dead.
Probably don't. But when you guys were up there at Pikes Peak, did you travel the way you looked in those pictures?
Sure.
You travel in shirt and tie and
Sure.
and your coats and everything, huh?
Sure.
Well, you guys look pretty good to me.
Yeah, that's where we were.
I'll be darned. That was back before you met my mother, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, a long time.
A long time. You guys used to. Who was it you used to fish with? You used to fish with Sid, right? You go down to the Commission?
Oh, yeah, fish down the mountain to see it a whole lot.
Yeah.
We put his sidecar on my motorcycle because my motorcycle was bigger than his. And I had the biggest, I had the same one the policeman rode.
Oh, you did?
And
It was still 74, wasn't it?
he had a sidecar. And we put his sidecar on my motorcycle so we could haul all the equipment.
Huh.
Go down the mountain fishing.
Did you used to plug fish or trot line or what?
Both.
Both.
Mostly plugging down there in the mountain for it.
Yeah. Well, if you went down a motorcycle, what'd you do? Did you wade or off the bank or what?
Well, sure we waded. They didn't know what a boat was back in them days. Nobody ever heard of a boat. You'd wade down through there, and if you stepped up over your head, you just paddle a little bit till you got where you're going to wade again.
Oh, is that right? Well, when did you get that boat? I remember seeing pictures of the boat. That was out here at the lake, wasn't it, here in Henryetta?
Yeah, that was after that. That was after that. Made that boat. Me and Fred Jones
Oh, you did?
made it.
Were you still single then?
Oh, yeah.
So how'd you go about meeting Mother?
Oh, I don't remember. That was a long time after that. I didn't have no motorcycle then.
No motorcycle?
That was a long time after motorcycle days.
Oh.
Yeah, I bought 4 brand new Model A Ford.
Oh, you did?
First Ford I bought was in 1922. It was a Model T Roadster.
Is that right?
And I drove it back to Salem.
Is that right?
Took 2 hard days driving to this Salem.
Now, in those days, was Granny Jack and all the rest of the family still back there?
Yeah,
You were out here by yourself?
yeah.
With Granny's father, who lived here locally?
Hey, Dennis,
No, he never did go with me.
Yeah. Yes.
you come in here and take a picture of my lovely supper.
Okay. We're going to have to take a break and go get something to eat.
We'll get it.
This is an excellent interview.
Yes, it is.
It sure
I
is.
know it is.
Kind of
Come
Zoom, huh?
in, Dennis.
All right.
Boy,
Okay, it's about time to eat here. Yeah, I'm notorious for resuming, so boy, that looks like good food there. Really does. I smell corn.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes.
Isn't that pretty?
That corn's courtesy of the Grissoms up there in Alabama.
Yeah.
Nice of them to do it.
Dave, are you hungry?
Dave,
Have some bread?
Yes,
Oh,
go
Dave's
down
gonna
that
eat.
way.
Go wash your hands first, bub.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Tell me now, your
Okay, boys.
where did your grandfather?
Put your shoes on.
Was your grandfather from Missouri, or did they come from some other state?
Well, my grandfather was from Missouri. But his father was an officer in the Confederate Army.
Are you taking?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Comb your hair.
His father was my great-grandfather.
Officer in the Confederate Army?
He was captain, yeah.
That's your grandfather's father.
Yep. Captain in the Confederate Army.
Was he from Missouri too?
Yep. Well, I don't know where he came from originally, but he was in Missouri at the time.
Uh-huh.
They might have come from east of there, most of them did. I don't know.
You kind of lose track back when you for your great grandfather, huh? Is that where they came from?
Well, I don't guess I ever knew. I don't guess so. If I did, I didn't know.
Well, it's been interesting. You got anything else you want to say?
No. I done said too much now, I think.
No, you haven't. This is where I was raised. Most of my younger life was right here, except didn't look like this. About the only thing that's the same is those trees right there. Those trees my mother put out. She planted them when they were real little. Now look how big they are. Used to be a house there. Now there's no house. This out here used to be a field. Used to be fenced in. That creek right there used to make a figure S through here. Okay. Those fields and those hills back there in the back's where I used to go up when I was a kid and play. Right over there was where Mr. McTavish used to live. He's dead. Most all these folks are. There's Fanny Wadsworth's house there. Where Fanny used to live. Yeah, this is a little creek. Used to do a lot of things under this bridge. It was a different bridge than this one. This is all new. Used to be a big tree right here in the corner. Used to be a persimmon tree right out there. Used to get persimmons. Things have really changed. This old road didn't have curbs or sidewalks or anything. Didn't used to be a house there. There used to be Bechto's on the corner, Brown's next to them. They built this street up because there's a high school up there now. They use this to travel to the high school. But this is Division Street. This is the street I used to walk on and go to school all the time. Back in those days, it was asphalt, no curbs. Used to be a steel bridge up there on the other side of that big house right there across the creek. Big changes. That street right there used to be a dirt road. I used to live right over here. Right over here, right down that street right there is Frankie Parkhill down at the end of that street. I used to ride that with my bike. My grandmother, Canatcher, lived down there. There's a shelter house, bathhouse facilities and stuff. There's a lake. Let's walk on down here west. It's a closer shot of the bathhouse. Stuff's kind of run down. This used to be a very nice place. Used to have a real nice sand beach. Used to have a big high diving board, a raft out there. Used to spend a lot of time out here. Was a nice facility at one time. You can see over there the let me play with my zoom a little bit. And you can see the shelter house on the other side of the lake. They're still swimming out there, but see that's where the old high diving board used to be, right there. No longer. Right in there is where they used to sell drinks and things. They carry something fierce. Yeah. Time moves on. Time moves on.
I've been down there riding the thing.
Oh, is that right?
You want to take a picture of me riding the thing?
Yeah, come on. I'll take a
Okay.
picture.
Come on.
Oh, the boys are down there fighting over the teeter totter, looks like.
Come on, he's going to take a picture of me riding that thing.
See which one gets hurt first. Looks like they're going to survive this time. Now they're going to ride this twirling job. Looks like she's talked Mike into doing the work here. He gets a kick out of doing it. I don't know why.
Take me, Dad. Dad, look.
What are y'all doing over in the shade?
Look at the scenery. Look at your old stomping ground.
Let me go get in the picture.
There's our station wagon. Travel from Florida, Annette.
And here's Mother.
There's Mother.
Here's Mother. What is
Okay,
that?
we're going to go on down and see a
Look,
husband's place. This house that they were building when we were here last time, a long time ago. It's made out of logs. Oh, look at this stove.
Let me get out of your way.
Isn't that something?
That's an electric
Now,
stove.
it's electric too.
Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it, Mary. Oh, I love it.
Yes, that's pretty neat.
Dirty.
I've heard of that stuff. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Mary,
Come
what's it?
unexpected. I don't know what
Oh,
I
look.
It's called a country charm.
Yeah.
Look.
That's the
There are the controls over there.
What's in the other little one down there? Move David.
That's the oven control.
It's
There.
electric. It's electric stuff.
Yeah. And the top two doors, they're what they used to call warmers, but I keep my spices and stuff in there.
Isn't that a good idea?
Isn't that
So they, when they were wood burning, they used to put your biscuits and things in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
in the warm.
Yeah, and you used to have a
Yeah.
water thing where you
A
kept...
water tank on the side, to
Yeah.
keep hot water. And but now that is a mold of an old one, and that's why it is smaller than normal, and because see people used to be shorter, and so it's short, so they had to put it on a kind of a built-up platform. They're
Well,
made
isn't
tall
that
enough for
That's interesting.
Isn't
work.
it?
Sure is.
Have a chair. Can you
Okay.
move or pull that stool over there and sit on it?
I will.
Would just zoom in.
Zoom in.
No, you don't want it up close. It looks crazy. I will.
Oh, don't take me.
Okay. Now why don't I do
We
what?
have a little tripod out there.
A tripod. No, that's okay. I'll take it this way. I'll just sit down.
Are you taking with these down?
Sure.
Now, see there?
Ah.
See, that's it.
Now
At
this
the time, I think he's still fixing the camera and he's already taking
I thought he was whenever he was.
this is the life.
The what?
I said this is the life right here. No, this is the.
He's got
Okay.
a chair to sit in
Well, all we
with.
did.
Yeah, it's
Gee.
quiet. I've heard this stuff.
Well, all I gotta do is turn it on. Makes everybody.
Hey, well, you didn't ask us nothing.
Okay.
Grandma. Come here, Bo. Well, that's...
Oh, there's the pup. There's her pride and joy right there.
Cute, isn't he cute?
Hey, come here,
Oh,
Bo.
over there.
Come here, Bo.
Grandma.
Hey, Bo. Bo, come
She
here.
won't answer you.
Oh, well, hello there.
What kind of dog's that now?
Hello there.
Her dog. Her dog.
Come here.
Clayton, who's that with pride and joy?
Oh, yeah, I said, we're about to be proud parents of a new dog. Right here. Here. Look at that.
Pretty little puppy.
Smell it. That's us.
Okay.
Bo,
Hey, just let him
Bo,
take it
hey, look.
outside. Go do it.
Now,
Let your daddy
that
take it.
hurts. Hey, look at him. He's going to ask you.
Okay, where?
Hold him, David. Hold her, because she's biting my toes. Well, I can't help it. Bite my toes.
Dave, why don't you take the dog back out?
Yeah,
out back,
take it
okay?
out. We're going to be interviewed.
Call the dog. Go on back out.
Step on it.
Be careful with her.
Gosh, yeah, those
Don't-
It ain't like that.
Oh, he eats it up. Okay, were y'all born in Henryetta?
Molly was, I was.
Oh,
I said I was born in Mangum, Oklahoma. No, I most certainly born in Mangum. I was born in Mangum. Molly was born here in India. Got my birth certificate. Well, they got it.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
No, I've got two brothers, two sisters.
Are they all living around here?
All of mine here together. What else would you like to know? Yeah, what else would you like to know?
How
Well-
many children do you have?
I have two. I have 4 grandchildren. How many do you have?
And how many
I have
grandchildren?
2 grandchildren.
okay. Well, when did you move to Henryetta then? If y'all were both born in Mangum.
She was born here in Henryetta.
Oh, she was born in Henryetta. She doesn't know where you was born.
I was born in Mangum and moved here when I was, I guess about 18 months old.
Oh, I see Mangum is which way?
West.
Is that over by Norman?
No, it's on
It's south of Norman, isn't it?
west. It's in
Or
the
west.
extreme western part of Oklahoma.
Oh, it is. What did your folks do out there?
Farmed, I did.
Farm? This is very interesting.
I'm sure it's very interesting. In case you talk about something that is more interesting.
No, I was just joking. It is. Mother, you're not saying much.
No, there's not much to say.
Yeah, there is. Where did you go to grade school?
I went to grade school down here at Irving.
At Irving?
Irving School, yeah. It's been torn down. They're here in Park here in Henryetta.
Oh, Irving was the one down there west of Main Street, south of Main Street. I remember Irving. Is that where you went to school too, Mother?
But when I went to school there, I see it was just one building. And they tore that down and built a group, a building. And had 2 rooms in each group. Are you still taking?
No,
Oh. You didn't know that?
no. I remember Irving. I used to. Let's see, why did I go? I went over there once. I guess I went over there to play softball or something.
They
I
those
do remember.
stuccos.
Yeah, I remember the school. There was something round there, wasn't
Yeah, they got it down there in that old vacant lot. You know what that old round thing is? Yeah, it's off the old courthouse. Yeah. But when I went to school there, it was a brick building.
it?
And it was, we're not going to have it told to cheat on lay down, not that. See how good she finds?
Yeah.
Stay.
She loves your toes. Must be good tasting toast.
See, you can tell how Moselle's let that dog in the house and chew on it. No, I won't let her chew it in her. You're out. That gold star, she don't, you know.
Go chew on her.
Come on, puppy.
Okay, bye-bye, dog.
Bye-bye, puppy.
Okay, where did you go to high school?
Up here in my school.
Did you go to junior high school? The junior high school?
Yeah.
And the high school, same high school I went to?
We went to the same school you did, Boss.
I'll be gone.
Oh, no, you went to grade school at Webster.
Webster. I'm gonna go up and take some pictures of that junior high school.
Junior high school's been torn down.
It has?
Yeah, all that's left up there is the old senior high.
Oh, the senior high school. That's
Yeah.
your junior high school now,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where
Yeah, the
we
senior-
went to school there.
The senior high school is one I'm
I
gonna go
did.
take some pictures
Yeah,
of.
yeah. Never did go to school up here on the hill, though.
No.
No, that's not the new school.
I would never believe they'd build a school up there. That amazed me no end. Of all the places to pick to build a school.
Well, I think it's a great place.
Oh, I think it is, but I'm just surprised, if they did it.
They want to build a new junior high up there. So the whole school system will be up there. I'll be up there together.
That's to save money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And, yeah. And, the band, fields up there. Eventually, maybe they'll put the baseball, football.
Okay. Mother, now, I asked Dad the same question. And I asked him where he met you.
Where
And
he met me?
And he said he didn't remember. And so now I'm going to ask
Do you
you,
remember?
where did you meet your daddy? Where did you meet my daddy?
Well, I'll tell you where she met him.
Oh, you know Moselle?
Yeah, we're done meeting. He was working up there at Hudson's Filling Station. That's where we all got acquainted with that.
Oh, really?
Remember? I was trying to put it down to the nitty gritty. Yeah,
Well, Did you meet Clayton before she met my dad?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you've been going to Clayton a long time before I started going to Mac. I went to Mac about 2 years.
2 years.
Didn't have a short amount of time. I went with Clayton about long enough.
9 years?
About 9 years and then married him. I should have known better.
Should have known better.
No, we
Well-
were just about 15, 16 years old when we met. So, married you, Mac was older. He was old enough to get married. Then he was up there. Mac was 32.
You were how old?
He was 32.
Great day.
Clayton and I were 25.
Where was I born? Keystone Hospital. Where was that?
It's down there on 7th and Main. Upstairs, you know where the old payroll building.
7th and Main.
Where Ken
There used to be a
Payroll-
hospital down there?
Yeah, upstairs. Ken Payroll's got his solar system in there now.
Oh,
You ought to see that. You ought to see his solar system.
okay. So after I was born, where were you living when I was born?
Over Hammer's clothing store in an apartment.
Apartment?
Lane Apartments.
Hmm. Did you live there long?
Not too long after you was born, then we moved down all night.
I can't hear you.
Then
Come
we
on,
moved
move in.
down all night, then Coochie, then Plymouth. You're gonna have to talk a little louder. They
Yeah,
both
because the
told
air
you
conditioner, you
because
can't be picking up the air conditioner.
So you moved down, I was born
night
in
they
Keystone
treat you.
Hospital down on Main Street, on 7th and
Yeah.
Main, and you were living in the, what apartments?
Lane Apartments uptown.
Uh-huh.
And then we moved on 9th and Trujan, and
Uh-huh.
lived down there about a year, and then we moved down on Division.
Down on Division Street.
We lived there 28 years.
My goodness.
28 years. 28, yeah, 20. We lived down here 41 years. No, I think we lived down there about 27 years.
41 years?
41 years. This past March.
Golly. Isn't that something? Well, I tell you, I want to go outside. I want to take some pictures of the place and stuff.
After yourself.
Okay. Thanks for the interview.
Is this interview over now?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
You got anything you want to say before
I was thinking,
I turn it off?
no. Just be careful who you
What am I looking at?
Boy, don't ask me.
Come on, Clayton.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
You just said his name.
This is Clayton Mabry. This is Moselle's husband. Here's my dad. We're out at Clayton's house in Henryetta. And I've forgotten the address. What's your
1508
Let
South
me get the
3rd.
rug off the line.
South what?
Everybody's
South
out there.
3rd.
South 3rd Street, okay.
Yeah, leave it there. It blocks,
Yep,
it
Moselle,
on
putting
there.
out the wash.
Yeah. Oh, Moselle.
blocks the light.
Well, Clayton,
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you, the one thing I remember, no, not the one thing, one of the things, come on, bud, get out of the light. Remember the story you told me about logging in
Yeah.
California and stuff? Now, this all took place, but that took place before you were married, right? When you were
Oh, yeah, I was in California in the 30s.
He
in
plays
the 30s.
Yeah, I was out there first part of 30.
Well, where were you born first?
12 miles east of here.
You were born locally here? Is that right? How come you head out towards California?
That was a thing to do then.
That was a thing to do.
Riding rattlers, wasn't it?
Oh, just ride freight back then. That's the pastime.
Yeah.
A
You go
handful
to
of
the
us.
West Coast or East Coast, wherever you want to go.
Did you ride on the railroad out there?
Oh, yeah. That's the way we all went.
That was a loaded traffic.
That's the way of traveling. That was the Okie way of getting around. Side door pullsman is known as in them days.
and you logged out there, didn't you?
Yeah, for about 2 or 3 years.
What did it amount to?
A lot of hard work.
I mean, what did you physically do as a logger?
Sawed it. The sawmill, worked at all of it. In the woods, in the timber, and also in the mill. Different jobs.
Now, was
See,
it?
no logging job then was very long. You'd have to work at one for a while and work the other one.
Yeah,
You just it was part-time work.
yeah.
I didn't when rode the motorcycle in Detroit down here on the drain and gas hoses.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah, that was back when pumps was hand operated,
Yeah,
man.
I had a hose hanging on them like that, and it hung full of gas.
And that was the way we got. I come from St. Louis, to Tulsa on draining gas out of hoses.
Gas
Draining
hose.
gas out what?
Out of hoses.
Gas hose.
About
Like the
midnight.
station was closed, see?
Filling station closed about midnight.
You mean you stole gas?
Well, I borrowed it. May not never paid for it, but I borrowed
And
it.
you have them gas poles on the tank.
You know,
and
the old-
hose hung
old-time
right
gas
down. The
hose.
hose always had what gas in it.
You'd shut them off at the pump, up to hose, and supposed to drain the hose in there most of it didn't. I went along on a motorcycle. It didn't take much drainage. Come on in.
Moselle, he get your picture?
Oh, you got to get her in it.
He'll play it back to you in a minute.
I might as well make myself comfortable here.
Now, don't forget to ask him where he met Moselle.
Yeah. Where'd you meet Moselle, Clayton?
That's too far back. I don't know.
Now that's about the answer I got out of him when I asked him that question about my mother.
Oh, heck, that goes back to
He stumbled all over himself.
Just say,
about 19 and 25 or 26. That's a long time ago. You'd be telling how old you was.
Well, I don't care if anybody knows how old I am, or you either, as far as that's concerned, but,
I don't mind getting old. She does. See?
boy, what he's taking my picture in there. When I was sitting out there on the porch yesterday, I look like I'm 106.
these things, you know,
I didn't know.
That's the hard part
I
of
didn't
it.
know I didn't know I looked that
It
old.
shows what it really is.
pictures, hey, pictures don't lie. No, pictures don't lie. That's the reason I said, I don't care who knows how old I am.
That was a bad Kodak, wasn't it?
What was that little story you say? I don't care how funny I look. I'm gonna get my picture took.
Yeah. That's good.
Clayton, when you were logging out there in California, did in the wintertime, it snowed up there because you're up in the high country, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. You didn't log during too much snow. You logged in the fall. You go in what we call bucking loads. Cut them up, then haul them out.
Yeah.
That's about the only you do in the winter.
I was asking about carrying them out.
Ah, now that.
Tell me about carrying them out. That
I
was
wouldn't
out,
want to put that on film.
was that out there in California too?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to put that on film.
Why not?
That was quite a lot of different things happened along on that one.
Is you-
In fact, I wasn't supposed to be having the mail.
Oh, was that right?
That's right. That caused some old boy a lot of trouble somewhere down the line.
You used snow skis, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, heck yeah, snow was, like it snowed 5, 6 feet deep. You couldn't see the fence post down the section line. You couldn't see the fence post on the top of it.
Was it skis or snow skis?
Skis.
Skis, yeah.
Holy cow, that's the first pair of skis I ever did have on.
Was this north of San Francisco?
North and east. This is the Sierra Nevada Mountains,
Yeah.
up close to Camptonville.
How in
All
the
up
wor-
north, up in there.
How in the world did you ever end up there? You railed out there and ended up there because there were jobs?
Yeah. Oh, heck. Back in the first part of the 30s, see, if you heard of a job 1,000 miles away from you, you took off that way.
Yeah.
Now then, they won't even go from here to the other side of town to work.
Yeah.
And we have went from one job to another more than 1,000 miles
Didn't it?
on our own hook. They didn't pay you away. There's a job down there if you wanted it.
Hmm.
You had to get there.
Yeah, but
That's
they
where you
didn't,
went.
they didn't have welfare then, did they?
There wasn't no welfare period.
All you got then, you worked for it.
You worked for it.
Now Clayton was in World War II, and you were in the Navy. On what ship? Where did you serve again?
In Pacific on APA 19, President Jackson.
And what kind of a ship was that?
That's Land and Marines. That was assault out there. We made the beachhead with the Marines.
That's the one that carries the assault boats on it.
Yeah.
We saw one. Went through one of those.
We was an amphibious end of it.
Mm.
The Adams, the Jackson, the Hayes, and the Macaulay. first ones we had to run together.
Yeah.
They started in Guadalcanal, and the last one we made was at Ewell. That's when we got shook up there and busted a reduction gear. We had to come back states. That's the last push we was in.
I'll be darned.
They went on, the rest of them went on to Okinawa.
Uh-huh.
But that's the last action I was in, was in February 45, I think.
Hmm.
We was up there 18 days.
When did you get into the higher end of the glass plant here? Was that after you came back from the service?
No, I was in there when I went.
Oh, you were? You already got...
Yeah. See, when I come back in the 30s, and I come back from California, I went to work in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
I stayed in Pittsburgh then 30-some years.
Yeah.
Almost 40 years.
Well, Clayton's a big hunter and fisherman. And I'll swear that...
Just a hunter and fisherman, not big either way.
Yeah, he never forgets roads. That guy, everywhere he's ever been, he's got... can remember everything. It's the darndest thing I ever saw in my life. I get lost no matter where I go, and you remember all these roads. I remember you talking about this and that. Well, it's been an interesting interview. You got anything else you want to say, Clayton?
That's enough.
That's enough.
Got you with the water.
Too much now.
Okay. And they're playing with the pup.
Dad, zoom in!
That is a pretty dog.
I splashed him a while ago.
Huh?
I splashed him a while ago.
Oh. Yeah, they're enjoying it, playing with that little dog. That dog's an expensive little dog now. His daddy cost $5,000. And the mother of that dog was expensive too. So that's an expensive bred hunting dog right there. This is the yard out in Clayton's house. Here's a shot of his house. Here's the backyard here. This is in Henryetta, Oklahoma. Clayton Mabry.
Take a picture of the dog again. Can't
Where
see
is
it
he?
very much.
Mike, did you like that dog, playing that dog?
Yeah.
He's sure is pretty, isn't he? Cute little old dog, I mean. Sharp teeth, too, doesn't he?
Tell him how much money his father
I
cost.
did. I told him.
$5,000 for
You
his
got
daddy.
you gotta make sure you don't hurt that dog. That's for sure.
Come here. She's cute, though.
Come on, Dave. Bring him out of there so we can get him out in the yard so I can see him. Come out of the shade. This way, Dave. No, don't pick him up. Just come on, run. He'll come with you. Come on, run. Run out this way. Come on, Mike. Come on, he'll come. Michael, come on. Get away from him. Here he comes. Come on. Oh, well, I guess he's not. He's got him something he's found back there. Hey, what kind of tree is this, Clayton?
This oak tree.
This
Red
is
oak.
an oak tree. I want you to look at the size of that oak tree. Now, that oak tree used to be small back when?
Back when I was about 10 years old, I shimmed up and down that tree. Now that's 62 years ago.
Is that, all right, that old, huh?
Used to be a grove here.
Uh-huh.
Used to be a corral here, and that's a grove with these trees around. That's where we kid played, when this kid would play.
Well, I'll be darned.
About 1920,
Uh-huh,
somewhere along about like that.
uh-huh. Well, I tell you, back over this direction, I remember there used to be a garage here. I can't believe it's been that long since that garage has been gone. Because I remember the boat and motor, remember? It used to sit out here by the garage.
Mm-hmm.
That playhouse over there is one Johnny and Judy used to use when they were young.
That was their bunkhouse.
Johnny and Judy now are grown and married, got kids of their own. No grandkids, no great grandkids yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. But it don't look like, from the pictures I saw, it doesn't look like it's going to be too long, Clayton.
Oh, heck, the boys. Steve, 22.
Yeah.
Michelle's 18.
Yeah, they're getting.
But the girls now, they're not that,
Down boat,
And the picture comes on TV?
comes on TV just like that.
Oh, my.
Down
Yeah,
boat.
and you can see yourself on TV moving around and all this stuff. You know what? David goes up and he runs up to the camera and he goes,
Yeah, don't do that now.
Don't look that over.
What's the date? What is the date anyway? This is
I
the,
think it's going to go out. Today is the 30th century.
Michael, go out, please.
it's what?
30th.
24th. Okay, well, here we are in Henryetta, Oklahoma, and we're up at Laverta's house, my dad's sister.
Bye-bye. See you later, Al Game.
Michael,
I'm going to go on.
Now, what do you have to say, Laverta?
well, I'm just tickled to death you're there.
Well-
Oh, I got to say.
Say Happy New Year.
We haven't seen you in a while, have we?
Surprise, real surprise.
Yeah.
Hear your voice on the phone, but it hadn't changed a bit.
Is that right? Well, we.
More surprised than we was.
Oh, you didn't know they were coming?
Well, they did come 3 or 4 days ago, but then
Oh.
once before that. Yeah, they said sometime they's coming, but I thought they were joking because that's a long, hot trip.
Yeah, it is.
Michael, it's fun though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
How long did it take you?
Oh well, we went to.
One day.
Well, we left about 3 o'clock. We made as far as the upper part of Florida the first day. And the second day we went into Alabama, stayed with Starlene's sister and her husband there in Alabama
Yeah.
for several days, and then drove it in one day from there to here.
Oh, that's a pretty long drive.
So we're going to leave. We're going to go back by Opryland and then on up to North Carolina and visit Star Spokes. On the way back.
In other words, rides.
Are they not down Fort Myers anymore? They go down there in the
They
winter?
stay down there in the winter. They're trying to move, they're gonna start spending more time in North Carolina, 'cause that's the old home place, you know, that's
Yeah.
farms up there, all the relatives are there. But they like Florida in the winter time.
What was that gadget?
Yes.
You wanna ask Laverta about when she came here?
No, there,
Now,
Dennis.
This is your home place, right? Where you live?
Yeah. Well, this is where we've lived for 52 years.
52 years. My goodness.
We moved here in 1930.
And you moved from where?
We came here from Salem, Missouri. That's where my mother and dad were born. My grandmother, grandfather, Jack, and also I guess Mom's mother there, the Dennises. They were all born here.
And how many kids were there now in your family?
And you mean,
Your sister
you mean
and
my
brothers?
brothers and sisters?
Yes.
I have one sister and 6 brothers. But 2 of them are gone. Now I just have 4. 4 brothers and 1 sister.
And who are they, where they live?
Well, Larry lives in Gearing, Nebraska.
That's Sam.
Oh, that's them.
Yeah, but everybody calls him Larry now.
Oh, is
Except
that right?
when they were down here, they came to attend his 50th graduation class reunion. And of course, everybody in Henryetta calls him Sam, and everybody down there called him Sam. So it's just hard to break a habit, you know. So then there's Mont, who lives in Tulsa. Paul, who lives at Hitchcock, Texas.
I thought he used
No, he's
to move again.
he's
Mike,
they
go there
live
and turn
down
that
there
light
out
on for me,
of
would
out
you?
of Paul's retired, you know. He doesn't work anymore, and they live
Yeah, I
at
know that.
Darn it.
they kind of lift up on it, Mike.
Boys are trying to get out the door there.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
See you later.
No, Dennis, Paul lives in a little resort area called Bio Vista. It's about 14 miles from Galveston, but the nearest town, the post office where he gets his mail, is Hitchcock, Texas.
Uh-huh.
And, of courve, Max, we live here. and Juanita is still in Okmulgee.
No Okmulgee.
But right now they're out in Red River. They've been out there since about the 15th of June, and they'll stay until after Labor Day.
Where is it?
Red River, New Mexico.
Oh, Red River, yeah. Is Richard still out there?
Richard's in Okmulgee.
Oh, he is.
No, he didn't go out there this summer. He's in Okmulgee, and he teaches up there, you know.
Oh,
He's head of the science department at the high school.
is that right?
Yeah, he likes it real well.
Well.
They seem to be real happy.
Well,
And
so-
they got this little boy, Adam. He's 3 years old.
Oh, they're the ones you were talking about earlier.
yeah, they
You
were here
just-
last night.
Now, I
His
missed them by
wife-
one night.
You sure did.
Yes,
And
it
they
does.
would have been thrilled to death to see
Ah.
you. And his wife's named Terry.
Hmm.
And they have this little boy, 3. His name's Adam.
Hmm.
And they're in Okmulgee, and right in Red River.
I'll be darned.
Elizabeth told me Bill had a baby.
Bill has a little girl, be 2 years old in January.
Hmm.
And Bill and Adele are on their vacation. They went to London.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know why. I mean, she just wanted to go overseas someplace.
Boy, I would love to go there myself.
And Bill, you know, Bill had just been all over the world. When he was working for that circus, he was looking for entertainment, you know, acts, circus acts. And they have so many good ones, you know, in Germany and Japan and Spain. And
Mhm.
he just been every place looking for acts for that circus when he was working for the circus.
He's still not with the circus. He's not with
Oh, no. He quit that circus a long time ago and went to law school. He's a lawyer. Yeah,
What kind of lawyer is he?
well, he's in charge of, you know, when they buy right-of-ways, okaying, land descriptions, stuff like that for oil companies.
New properties.
Yeah, new properties, I guess. Okay, and you know, I'm telling them what they have to do to clear the title, how they have to buy their right of way through it, and that sort of stuff. He's been doing that for quite a while. Yeah, he hadn't been with the circus in a long time. So she wanted to go someplace, so they flew over there and left the little girl with her mother and dad. She just won. She'll be 2 in December. I mean in January. I don't know whether they'll
And where do
have
they live
trouble
now?
or not. They live in Oklahoma City.
So back to when you came here from Missouri.
We came here from Salem, Missouri.
Did y'all build this house here, or
Oh no,
was it here?
no, it was here. We had lived up on the hill, a house up on the hill, the year before, and Mom didn't like it up there because it was. We had a real bad winter that winter, and we used to just slide off down the hill, you know, in the cars every morning. And she said she wanted off that hill. So in May, in 1930, we moved here. We've been here.
I asked old D. Rawson when the ice was on, he lives on the hill. I said, D, how in the world do you get back and forth home? Boy, he said, since all that big fuzz moved up there, the city's up there at 4 o'clock
I
in the
know.
morning on
They
the
are.
ice standing.
I see them, boy, I tell you, I hear them over here on 9th Street.
Used to,
Middle
you
of the
couldn't get
night.
up and down that hill at all in the wintertime, but since the
Standing
big
on
fuzz,
the street.
all the doctors and lawyers lives up there. Said, shoot, the city's up there 4 daylight.
Did you know Dr. Haynes had bought Reese? And we've been here.
What type of work did they find to do when your dad came out here? Was this coal then? Did they say coal area, coal mining? area?
Yeah, it was coal mining, but he had nothing to do with that. He worked at the smelter, the Eagle Pitcher smelter, until his health is what caused him to retire. But he had been out there a lot of years. Yep.
But now that's the same place you worked in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I worked there 30 years,
Yeah. Yeah, but Pop had been there longer than he'd been there several years before Max started out here.
My Lord,
About
yeah.
20 or 30, I don't know. He worked most of his life up there. It was a big plant then, you know. It was, I think it was built during World War I, wasn't it?
1950.
Yeah. And it really boomed there for, you know, during the war. And it's quite a large place for a while. But they just...
Well, I tell you, Laverta was with the school system here for years.
I know all the dear little children in Henryetta. And I go downtown and they say, hello, Miss Jack, hello, Miss Jack. They change, you know, they grow up. And I don't know who they are, but I have to pretend that I do.
Laverta, how did you first get that job? How did that all come
Come
about?
on and sit down.
Well, sir, I'll tell you, Dennis. You know, I was working in Okmulgee at the prisoner of war hospital up there, you know, for the Army.
Uh-huh.
And when J-Day happened, that was victory in Japan, you know, in June or whenever it was. What was it, 45 or 46? And so they started deactivating the hospital, you know. They had only prisoners of war there.
Mm-hmm.
So as they deactivated the hospital, you know, they were reducing the personnel. Well, I was in charge of this civilian payroll department, the civilian payroll department. Well, I had been, you know, I'd worked in Washington and I had this civil service appointment. And I figured that it was a permanent appointment, and what I would have to do, I'd be transferred. See, those who had just, they called them war service appointments or temporary appointments. You know, they terminated their service. But if you had a permanent status, why they transfer you someplace else. Well, anyway, I was still there, and the girl that was working for Dr. Battle retired. So he called Juanita and told her to tell me to come see him. He would like for me to go to work for him up there at school. Well, I didn't call him. I didn't do anything about it because I didn't figure the pay would be what I was getting. See, I was getting real good pay, you know, of what you got in wartime up there.
Mm-hmm.
But, see, I was working 6 days a week, working on Saturday. And Saturday was an overtime day that I got about, you know, I'd make about $150 or $200 just for that one day of overtime on Saturday. And I knew this job up here wouldn't come near paying the salary that I was getting. And so I wasn't really too much interested in it, and I just let it ride by until he called me up one day and asked me if I would come to see him. So I went up to see him, and he asked me if I'd go to work. And I told him, well, I didn't know. I'd think about it. But I told him I wouldn't go to work for the salary he was paying. I'd have to have more. So he just looked at me with his cold blue eyes and didn't say anything. And so I went on away. And finally he called me again and asked me if I'd made up my mind. He says, I'll pay you whatever you ask, what you asked for, if you'll come. So I thought about it and hummed and hawed about it, and I decided I would. So I went up there. Because, you know, that way I could stay at home. Living expenses would be less if I went back. You know what, I'd have to pay for an apartment. You got to make a pretty good salary when you have to pay.
And that was the start of all those years, huh?
That was the start of it. He said, he told me, he says, he had been elected president of the Oklahoma Education Association, and he said, I want somebody to stay here in the office and run the office while I'm gone. So that was the start of it.
That's an interesting story.
I didn't see him that first year that I worked there hardly at all. He was in Oklahoma City all the time. It was real good.
My goodness.
I got all, you know, I got started out and knew everything I was doing before he was even around much. But
Well, I'll tell you,
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
We've been down in Florida for several years, and we've been waiting for Laverta to show up down there to visit. And she's threatened lots of times, but she never has made it yet. So we're still waiting.
You said that.
But Jack's home. Where Granny Jack used to live. Roberta lives here now. Taking a shot around the yard. Here's the old house. The house has been there a long time. This is where I'd come up sometimes after school. I'd play on those embankments out there, or come in and bug Roberta and Granny Jack. My grandfather died when I was kind of young. I think I was in grade school. I'll walk around over here. The road's over here. Really cute, Dave. That's very neat. Here's the embankments I used to play on when I was a kid. Used to make roads and stuff out here. There's a road down that way. There's the backyard. Used to be a tennis court down there at one time, I think. Down there below. It's none there now, though. Used to have family picnics and things up here there used to be a see where that Connie is? I think it's.
Yeah.
There used to be a barbecue out there, and they'd barbecue out here. They had a picnic table out here, David. Have picnics. This is the back of the house here. The thing that always intrigued me about this house was the cellar here. Not the cellar, but the basement. It's closed up now. Don't go in there, David. That's not cute anymore, son. I'm kind of getting tired of it. I'm kind of getting tired of it now. Okay? So just about enough. That. Now, Neat and Roy used to live in a little house up there behind the trees. You can't see it. It's right up in there.
Where? Can we go up there and look at it?
No, I don't think so. Probably someone lives up there. There's the garage. And back up to the sidewalk. Okay, now we're outside. Just thought we'd take a couple of pictures before we stopped here.
It's about 7 o'clock. David, honey?
There goes Dave in the house.
No.
Okay, let me get some.
I need to take some pictures of
There's
you.
Laverne.
You're never in the pictures.
You're not posing, are you, Laverne?
Yes,
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking as pretty as I can. I hope
Okay.
you get it.
Oh, shoot. Well, I think I got some pretty nice pictures here now.
Have you?
Is there
I hope
anything?
so.
Hey, is there Laverne? Is there anything you'd like to say to the people in Alabama, North Carolina, and Florida that's going to be looking
yes.
at this?
You tell all those people in Alabama hello, and I sure would like to see them.
Okay. Okay, this is Ronald Black's house, out in the country north of Henryetta, Wilson. Tremendous yard. Got a very nice place out here. Ronald's the pastor of a church. See, it's located down the road. Might be able to see them playing baseball. We're having a baseball game. Yeah, I think you can see it down that way. It's a Baptist church. Colella, his wife. Can you believe she mows all this? Whew. There's a garden out there. Very nice place. We'll walk inside. So we're inside the Ronald Clella's house, and they're about to give us all kinds of interesting information here. Oh.
It's your turn.
It's what, 25th?
25th, 1982.
Okay.
Don't go up there.
You can probably hear the kids are playing on this TV game here.
When are we supposed to start giving you this information?
Right now.
Let's
What
say
do you-
like what?
Well, like how many kids you got?
Maxwell.
can't really call them kids now, can you?
Okay, my wife
They're on
does
the
most
wall
of the
right
talking,
here.
so we'll let her.
All right, I'm over on the to the right.
This is
Okay.
Ronnie, the oldest. He's 24.
Uh-huh.
This is John Wesley, the next one. He's 19.
Uh-huh.
And this is Sherry. She's 17.
Uh-huh. And Sherry's home,
That's,
but she's not here right
Is
now.
that up
It's
above?
my wife, Claudia. She's 44 tomorrow.
Oh.
That's me on the right. Let's see.
And he's a balding 45.
45, March the 17th. And
You're all best friends, right?
Grandma was.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Let's see, we met up there in when you lived up there next to my grandmother and grandfather Jack.
Right. We lived across the street, and I don't know how old we were. We weren't even in school then, probably.
No, before grade school, wasn't it?
And right, grew up together.
Yeah.
Ate tons of bread, toast, and chocolate milk, and shot thousands of BBs,
Yes, we did.
and ate lots of blueberries,
Yeah, no, they were huckleberries.
huckleberries, right, huckleberries,
Where'd you get
No.
huckleberries?
up on the
Up on the
hill when we go up on the hill, and shot a lot of birds and things like that, and did a lot of things. Made some airplanes
Yeah.
and tore up a lot of them. I did. And
Yeah, the hill
you
was.
still got your airplanes?
No, I sold them at school.
You
When I was
did?
over college.
Well, I'll be.
You really made real airplanes.
Well, not that you fly in, that you fly. What about the boat you had, the little racer? What'd you ever do with that?
My dad, that's Dad. What'd you do with it, Dad?
sold it.
Sat out there in the garage for 10 years after he left. Just bought a license tag for it every year and all the time to get it. Wasn't even wet. Sat out there for 10 years.
Let's
Well-
see.
Remember, you remember all those miles we put on that little motorcycle?
Oh my. Right, do it. Hundreds of miles.
Hundreds of
You remember
miles.
the time we
Hard
went?
miles.
The first trip. I think you got it for Christmas, didn't you?
Yeah.
And we were going to Walika fishing. You remember that? We were so excited we forgot our fishing poles.
Is that right?
And it was so cold that Dennis would ride about a mile or two or three, I don't know. And then we'd have to change off. And his hands were so cold, you know, and he'd get behind me and I'd ride a while. And we got over there and didn't even have our fishing rods.
Yeah.
We went in that filling station, I think, and warmed up, and then came back home, didn't we?
Yeah,
We
I
didn't
think
go.
so.
Yeah, we went to a lot of motorcycle races.
Yeah, we went
rode
to Tulsa on that
all
thing,
over, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went to Tulsa. That was on that little 165,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
right.
Golly, I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
And I don't know how many races we won. Remember that guy we saw get killed up there?
Yeah, sure do.
Come around that curve and look back and hit that telephone pole. And
You remember when he
Yeah,
got it and
sure
went
did.
up to your house and honked and you thought he was getting a horn?
got a horn.
You thought he was getting a horn for his little service sickle? that he
Yeah.
had?
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. Right. Oh, boy. Yeah, we put a lot of miles on that thing, I'm telling you.
And you had what was that? You got a 30, it was a 37?
Yeah, 37 Ford.
37 Ford, I remember
Right.
that. That was a nice car.
Right. Remember me and Gordon Butler went out and had a drag race with his dad just bought a 54 Chevrolet, brand new one, 6 cylinders.
Well, who won?
He did.
I can't remember. Did Gordon
Gordon
beat me?
did. 20-year newer car.
And that was something else. I wish I still had it.
That was a nice car.
Yeah,
I
I should have
remember.
kept it.
You been up that Buick a little when you're in town.
Oh my goodness, I remember
That's
that.
when we
No,
started.
that was
That's after we started.
That was that Dodge.
White Dodge.
No, it was green.
Green.
Daddy
Oh.
just bought that thing. He's so proud of
I
it.
thought it was a Buick.
He bought that white Buick
No,
after
I
he.
had it. Yeah, I had
after he,
that old Buick, but that Dodge was just like brand new. I can't remember who Daddy bought it from. And I was coming over that hill, and one of the Freeman boys, or a couple of them, hit me head on, tore it all pieces, just buckled it like that.
Took the motor clear back in the seat.
Oh, I remember that. I got pictures of that.
You do?
Yeah.
We got
I got
pictures
pictures of the car.
down there at the house.
And I got pictures of you in the hospital.
Well, I'll be.
You don't remember me up there taking pictures?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't got a very good memory.
That would have been over 25 years ago.
That's
26
right.
Years ago. We will have been married 25 years next month.
Oh
Our
my
silver
gracious.
wedding
Oh my
anniversary.
goodness sakes.
You wasn't with him that night.
No, he was coming out here after me.
Yeah.
And I remember our good fishing trips to Ho Chi Town. We used to go down there
that's
every
right.
summer.
Don't see Ho Chi Town now, the water's
So-
40 feet deep where it was.
Yeah, it's all underwater, and I've been down there, but I didn't know, of course, where Ho Chi Town is. Used to go down there float fishing every year.
Remember going to Missouri with
Oh, man, how could I forget that trip? Golly, you remember
We
that?
caught a lot of trout, didn't we?
Oh, boy.
That wasn't quite fair though, was it?
No,
No,
it was sure a lot of fun.
It sure was.
Well, they thought we were the greatest fishermen around.
What wasn't fair?
Well, we weren't having any luck, and was it a man you grew up with or knew?
That was the guy I went to school with.
When we were
I
down,
found out he owned that, run that house.
we went down to the hatchery and met him, and he invited us down for dinner one evening, and so we looked through the hatchery, and he asked us how we're doing. We weren't doing any good. They dumped those fish every day. So he told us where to go every morning. He'd blow a whistle about daylight.
We were always
and
there.
They'd dump those fish that night, and they'd stay there. And so he'd tell us every day where to go. And we'd go out, and they'd stay there for an hour or two, and then they'd just take off down the river. And we'd go out and catch our limit every morning and come by all those guys fishing with big stringers.
you throw the little ones back and
We'd
keep
go down
the
there and
big
eat, and everybody'd be pointing over there about those guys catching all the fish. We were giving them away.
Remember they started following us?
Yeah, they were following us all over. And they would, they'd always go where we were the day before.
Yeah.
They were always one hole behind.
Right, one hole behind.
Golly, we got a lot of time.
I was down there one evening when you guys come in on something on the porch down at the lodge. And I heard them people talking about them two kids from Oklahoma. Boy, they sure ain't fishing.
Well, they were hard to catch. And I think Dennis caught the biggest one. We'd go out and catch our limit, then we'd go back out and fish all day.
We try to catch the big ones anyway.
Yeah, and you caught a, what, weigh a couple pounds or
That
three,
was
I
pretty
think.
good size.
Something like that, a great big one in a riffle there.
What they do, let them out in a different place every day?
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
take them out in barrels and dump them, and then they'd kind of congregate around. They'd stay there for a while, and then they'd just
Oh, yeah, he
go.
put them all in, all up and down the river. See,
Don't let them fall couch.
Put them in at night. He had a four-wheel drive Jeep. See, just run over them roads.
Hold around, they won't hurt nothing.
Won't call the
Heard
couch?
anything.
What you, I would tear your couch.
Nah.
We got, the boys are over here playing this cat.
They won't hurt anything. They won't hurt anything.
Okay.
Just don't let him scratch on there.
See there? He's scratching. David,
They're
don't.
afraid to pick him up.
Oh, he won't hurt you. He'll just chew on you a little bit. She's
Hey,
still got her
Bobo.
baby teeth. She just,
Bobo, quit it.
Bobo.
You hear me? Are you scared of these boys? Are you scared of these boys?
No, he doesn't
Maybe
scare
we're gonna put
me.
him outside your minute. No, if you don't want to put him
where
outside,
did Chip go?
Let him go in a minute.
hey, don't you bite me.
Where did Chip
Just
go?
slap him
Gotta
around.
get him in the picture.
That's the dog scared him. The cat scared him more.
Now, easy, don't you?
Don't
Don't
do it.
Remember how we used to go up to Bill Croon's store
Right,
and
right.
talk to him? And he'd just talk to us, remember? We'd stand around there and never buy anything.
Yeah.
So we'd talk and we'd talk and talk about fishing. And Bill always talking about where he's going to go fishing, what he's going to do. And did he ever go fishing anywhere?
Yeah, a couple times. He never did good. But we did buy a lot of plugs in there.
Yeah, we
Quite
did.
a few.
We did.
And he did take me squirrel hunting one time.
Did he?
Went over there to south of Bristow. And he's always telling us, you know, how he used to go over there and there'd be hundreds of squirrels and all. And I went with him, and there were a lot of squirrels over there. They were just surrounded by them, you know. We did real good. Yeah, he was real good.
Yeah, he's
Real nice to us.
right.
You know, one time we was down Hochtown, and I took them two boys down there, and they was afraid I wouldn't stay long enough. And I said, well, I'll show you. I can sit up on that cot as long as you guys stay in that river, I'll bet you. Had them over in too. Up there on a bunch of old cypress knees, Ronald says, I said, throw it over them knees, Ron. He threw it over and he caught one of them little brown bass boy right back between your legs. You remember that? And he's trying to get loose from the leg,
Did it pull you over?
off the legs and the inner tube.
Yeah, I got a bad cramp down there. Were you with me when I got that cramp? I was laying on that rock.
I don't
I
remember.
was in that inner tube. If I had been laying on, I was in the inner tube. And I
Oh,
got
I
this
remember that,
terrible
yeah.
cramp. If I had
Uh-huh.
been hanging on that rock, I'd have drowned right
That's
there.
the one that had that snake under it. Remember that?
The rock?
Snake under the rock.
That's right.
Don't remember that.
That's
Remember,
right.
that's what gave you the
I
cramp.
compared to that.
No, after he recovered from that cramp, we got to run that snake out from under that rock. I remember that. But I remember we were up in that, up above where we were staying, and we're in this long, remember that long, deep hole?
Oh, yeah.
And you got that leak in the inner tube.
Oh,
Remember
right,
that?
right.
Oh,
I was
I'll never
scared.
forget that.
Man, I never paddled so hard in my life.
He found it. He was
We got
afraid he was
there
going to run out of
fishing, and
gas out there.
Discovered a little leak in that inner tube.
Nothing but straight rock walls on all
And
sides.
I didn't know, I don't know how fast it, whether it just bust open or what. Man, I mean, I was thrashing that water all around there.
You know that guy come down on that grooming canoe, past you guys up there, him and his little bitty boy?
Mhm.
When they got down there to camp, they stopped there. And he's telling me, I asked him if you guys was up there. You was outside. I didn't know where you was. Oh, he thought that. He never had seen me or two. Boy, he said, that's the finest thing I ever saw. He said, you ought to take them boys way up the river there and let them float back.
Isn't this interesting story, sweetie?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, we have
They used to have a real good time.
Yeah, we did. We did. We years and years. We went off over to Oklahoma State, over there for a while.
They were so busy having fun, they didn't have time for girls. So.
That's right.
Yeah, real important thing.
Yeah, right.
And our oldest boy is exactly the same way.
Well, I tell you what, your oldest boy looks a lot like Ronald. I want you to know.
He does.
He sure does.
He looks just like his daddy.
That's the way Ronald
Acts
used to
just
look.
like him too.
I'll tell you one of the funniest things I remember about Ronald was we had we're over in the dormitory at school over there. Remember when we put that record on and you did that dance?
I did so many things
Oh,
that I'm trying to
I
forget
know
about.
you did, but that was the funniest dance. I can remember that
I
now.
don't remember that.
Hey, you didn't know how to dance, and that was the funniest thing I ever saw.
I remember the
I was-
haircut I gave Warner. Remember he was getting ready to go to ROTC, and he needed a haircut, and I cut his hair. Boy, he got so mad at me. You remember that?
I don't remember that one.
Oh boy, I mean, it was terrible,
Scalped him.
terrible. I just skinned him,
Oh.
and oh, it's a lot of fun.
Where is Ronald now?
Warner,
Warner Richardson?
Warner's in
Richardson.
Richardson,
Yeah,
Texas. He
Plano,
works for
Plano.
Plano. He works for TI.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was secretary to one of the vice presidents there at TI, and Warner comes into the office there, and before then I didn't realize he was working for TI, and he was working in the research area there in the same building that I was in.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
We worked together a
When
long
he
time.
got through school, I asked him what the first thing he was going to buy, when he got him a job. And guess what it was? Some new razor blades.
He had a tough beard, Warner did.
He said some new razor blades. And I ain't had time. I thought he'd said new car or something. He said new razor blades. He'd used old razor blades, and
Yeah. That sounds like Warner.
Dennis, do you remember when y'all were at Thatcher Hall, and y'all took, what was the lady's name that was your dorm mother?
Oh, mercy.
I don't remember.
What's
Oh,
her name?
Mrs. Miss Staten. You remember Miss Staten?
Yeah, I remember
Now,
the
I was
name.
telling this story.
Go ahead, let me hear it.
Go ahead. Go
Y'all
ahead.
took her refrigerator or something, put it up on top of the dorm.
No.
You did too. You put
no.
something up
Well,
on top of the dorm.
we put some lawn benches up there. But Mrs. Staten, we went back for a, see,
Mrs.
Ronnie
Ronnie's,
was
yes.
majoring in agronomy, and
Uh-huh.
her husband, he'd already died,
Uh-huh.
and he'd been a professor or something there in agronomy, and so had an award.
Ronnie won a scholarship his last year.
And so
From
she
Mrs. Staten's
was
husband.
there. She was there and came back for the award presentation.
Uh-huh.
Ronald walked
That
up
poor
to her
woman.
and says, Mrs. Staten told her who he was, and she remembered you guys.
You're kidding.
never forget
She
it.
Is that
remembered you
right?
guys, and she was so old they had to help her up there and everything.
Oh,
you know.
really?
But she said, "Oh, I remember that bunch of guys."
You remember
yes.
remember the bombs that we set off in Hander Hall?
Oh,
You remember
yes, yes. You know what I remember most?
that? No.
Remember that time we were out and we caught that, were you with us when we caught that possum?
I think I remember.
And
about
remember the possum, and we got it beside the road, and it was playing possum. We got it, put it in the tow sack, and put
Wesley,
it
come here, hon.
in the back seat of the car, remember? And a couple of guys sat back there with it. And we had two more guys in front.
I guess I wasn't with
And
you.
that possum quit playing possum, started jumping straight, got out of that tow sack, was jumping straight up in the air and looking around just like a cartoon.
This is John Wesley.
Right. Come on in. Hey, come
Here,
on.
Wes, he's taking it, everything you're saying, too.
Come on in. Have a seat.
This is our baby boy, Wes.
Oh, it is? Come on in, Wes.
All right, go on. You remember seeing us, Wes?
You gotta get in this thing.
Oh, from last time.
But,
Yeah.
And
I guess I
Charlie?
wasn't with you when
You
that
remember
possum.
Charlie, his wife? And Mr. and Miss Jack?
Wes, I just toured your room there. I looked at your pictures and stuff.
And your trophies.
And the trophies and everything.
Here, sit
Wes
out
is-
here.
I'm gonna get something to drink for you.
Okay.
We'll see you.
But I don't remember, I must not been with you when we got that possum.
Who won the big
Anyway,
ball?
we got that thing, and it jumped up and down, and somebody, the guys in the back seat, went up behind, by where that wind is, and crammed in there. And that possum, you know, possum's pretty mean.
Yeah.
And then he
Oh,
played
some of those
possum again.
stories. They were on
And we got him out of the car and put him in the trunk. We took, the whole idea was to get him into that dormitory. That was the whole
Yeah.
idea of the whole thing. We got him down there and opened that trunk up, and he didn't move. And we picked the sack up, and he didn't move. We carried him up there and dumped him out, and he came alive and ran under some guy's bed. You remember that?
Oh, no, I can't remember. I don't know why.
Oh, that was heck getting that thing, getting that
I fixed
possum
it for
out of the
David.
room.
He didn't want
We
it.
got so many things.
Remember that time those boys from Hawaii or whatever,
Okay.
and we took that kid out to that watermelon patch, and we had some guys planted out there with shotguns.
Oh, yeah.
Tell that one, please.
That
I
scared,
haven't heard that one.
that scared the heck out of that kid. Look at him, remembers it now.
Are you sure you guys want these kids to hear what all y'all did?
But I'll tell you, the night we set those bombs, those 10-gun salutes or whatever they are, you know, with the square bottom and, they go up, shoot up there, and they go boom like that. Well, we went over to Hannard Hall, it was right across, and those stairwells, they were, spaced like that all the way to the top, and set those things, put a long fuse and lit them, and then went back over to, got in bed and watched over there. It was about midnight. Well, it was like, I mean, just like the building was
Can't
kind of
believe you guys.
the lights just, well, they were coming all over that thing. Boom!
Hey, I haven't heard this before.
You haven't heard of it?
No, no.
These guys didn't study all the
You know why?
time.
They just graduate.
He probably had a lot of fun.
Too much stuff. Yeah, we went over and stole all their benches and put them up on top of our dormitory.
This is what I was talking
You
about,
remember
putting all
that?
this stuff on top of the door.
Well, I remember the pond parties.
I tell you the worst that I guess, and I'm not very proud of this, but they had the big junior senior banquet every year. I don't think
I
Dennis
don't
got
believe I'd
anything.
tell this if I were you.
Uh-oh.
I've
But,
heard this one.
Uh-oh.
I can't remember that guy across over there's name. He was an older guy. And Lambert and
Remember,
what
he's
was his
getting all this
buddy?
old
Oh, I remember
tape.
that
Well,
heavy set with the curly hair.
Yeah, and it's real thin. He was
Uh-huh.
he was
Are
real
you
old. to us.
taking this, Dennis?
Yes.
But we didn't have much money, and so they was
How much-
having this big banquet, and we got the idea that we were going to all get a job as waiters for the banquet. Of course, there wasn't to be any drinking or anything. And this guy I'm talking about, he went up to, they had some guys go to Kansas, and we put all the money we could get, and we bought, I don't know how many
You gotta hear
cases
some
of
of the
whiskey.
stories.
Whiskey?
Yeah. And we brought it back down there in the dorm. We all had these jobs, see? So we got to the big banquet over there, and they'd be sitting there, and we'd say, ask them if they wanted a bottle of whiskey. Yeah. We'd tell them where to go, and we had a guy down in the sunroom